Declan Rice bomb from Liverpool. Although the problems in Liverpool's midfield have not started much this season, the fans have been annoyed. Moreover, although Klopp does not complain about it, he is not satisfied at all. More than one move is being considered next season, especially for players whose contracts will expire and for players who are getting older. It is a very necessary move in terms of both quality and quantity. Declan Rice, who was briefly mentioned with Liverpool during the summer transfer window, came to the fore again. The Reds have recently been associated with a move for the England international. West Ham United are reportedly asking for £150 million for Rice. According to Jones, the 23-year-old is not against transferring to Anfield. You can't ignore a transfer like this. Chelsea still do what makes the most sense for Declan Rice in many ways, but they are willing to move north. I've said that before, so I don't think it's going to be an issue, Jones said. While Rice is a London kid, Jones says he would have no problem leaving the capital for Liverpool. Declan Rice is a very talented actor. The English star midfielder made 207 appearances for West Ham United's top team. Rice averaged a WhoScored player rating of 6.91 during the early stages of the 2022-2023 Premier League campaign. The figures in question emphasize that the 23-year-old player is a reliable player. Considering that there is almost no alternative to Fabinho in the team at the moment, Rice would be an ultra-good transfer for this region. This could cause problems for Fabinho to remain a backup. However, if Klopp wants to use two names in a different system, a very tough and effective midfield may emerge. But Rice's fee is also a big question mark. Frankly, I don't think there's a £150 million price tag. He may have paid a high price to market the West Ham United player, but it's really ridiculous and ironic that a team would sign him at that price. If the transfer takes place at more reasonable prices, it will certainly add dynamism and quality to the midfield. Rice has a contract with West Ham United until the end of the 2023-2024 season, so a free transfer is out of the question. Considering the English star is 23 years old, he could be one of the constants in Liverpool's midfield for years to come. David Hunt, West Ham's former head of academy recruitment, describes him as world-class. His world-class is put himself in a world-class bracket and is the best player at his position in the world. The scary thing is that he'll find a way to get better again, that's the secret. He's going to go on and on and on, Hunt said last year. This season, Rice is running 2.8 matches per game in the Premier League, which is the highest average in West Ham's roster. This feature shows the type of steel Klopp will add to his side. Do you think Declan Rice fits the midfield profile Liverpool are looking for? Liverpool may sign perfect star to play in England today, Klopp scouts impressed. Liverpool want to follow Anderlecht defender Zeno de Beest very closely and have sent scouts multiple times this season to track him down. Recent reports claim that Jürgen Klopp has sent scouts to watch the centre-backs many times this term, and reports have always come back excellent. There are also allegations in the reports that the Reds' former club Borussia Dortmund, Klopp, is also watching the player. Liverpool have the chance to watch de Beest against West Ham tonight in the European Conference League in England. The 18-year-old made fewer than 20 starts in his fledgling career, but was called up to the Belgium senior squad and started against both Wales and the Netherlands in his latest Nations League fixture. Red Devils boss Roberto Martinez said, "This was one of the most impressive debuts for Red Devils in recent years. I've never seen such a young player go into his first game so well. I had a lot of fun. He's a young man. I saw it with great confidence but also with a desire to learn," said. Liverpool seem well stocked defensively, but Klopp has signed promising young players for the next generation throughout his reign. Fresh blood will be needed soon, and if de Beest shines on English soil, it could draw Liverpool's attention even further. Although he is only 18 years old, he has a better physique than his peers and is a cold-blooded player. Since it is still in the new market, its market value is shown as €4 million. If it's obviously a bargain, there might be a more reasonable price tag. However, it is important to underline that it is important when to negotiate. Because as the young player shows up on the European stage and continues to perform this season, a higher price tag may be faced. The Belgian player, who is 89 tall, draws attention with his dominance in air balls. The young player has a contract with Anderlecht club until the 30th of June 2025. Konate and Joel Matip have been injured this season, and Joe Gomez, who had a chance to replace them, gave a poor performance. Especially Joe Gomez had a great share in the infamous performance in the Napoli match. Zeno Debased can take a chance in such a scenario and learn a lot from the masters in front of him in order to improve himself. It seems like a very logical transfer for Liverpool, as he is a cheap and promising name. Darwin Nunez is starting to come to life. Expectations were high for this year's record transfer Darwin Nunez. At the beginning of the season, everyone's eyes were on two new signings in the Community Shield match. Performances by Liverpool's Darwin Nunez and his rival Erling Haaland came to the fore. While the Norwegian player had a rough day, Nunez succeeded and scored on his way to claiming his first trophy in English football. However, from then on, the duo's performance changed. While Nunez was expected to contribute and perform more, Haaland turned into a monster. The Norwegian player scored 20 goals in 13 games and no one has been able to stop him yet. The anticipated story for Nunez is being written by Haaland. However, Nunez's performance started to suffer after that day. The Uruguayan scored only 4 goals in the first 10 games. Not enough to label it a flop, but Michael Owen called the number difference between the term ridiculous. Indeed, it can be painful when you consider that Liverpool paid £34 million more than City paid for the non-stop goal machine. Luckily, Nunez finally started to come to terms with 2 convincing performances in a row. His display against Arsenal last Sunday got fans excited. It has caused Gabriel and his friends more problems than the Premier League defence has ever gotten used to in 2022-2023. Nunez and injured Luis Diaz collaborated well on Anfield's first goal. The run was clever and the finish instinctive. Then his performance against Rangers in the Champions League win 7-1 was equally encouraging, with Roberto Firmino finishing well with his assist with a heel pass and finding the net. The Brazilian was the star of the show, scoring twice until Mohamed Salah entered the fray and scored the competition's fastest hat-trick in just over 6 minutes. They'll both be rightfully acclaimed, but the former Benfica man deserves a special mention as his confidence grows by the day and he quickly proves he's not going to be a flop in England. In Klopp's new system, a more effective Nunez in the double striker emerges. Despite only 30 touchdowns and 12 clear passes at Glasgow, decisive performances emerge in the early stages of the Uruguayan striker's Liverpool career. After becoming a punching bag for opposition fans in recent months, I hope he can now prove to be a really good striker by closing the doubts and getting closer to Haaland's phenomenal numbers in the process. Frankly, it looks like it can cause a problem again if it exhibits a bit of aggressive behavior. He needs to focus more on the game and avoid double dialogues. The league and the Champions League need more players, so a constant readiness will make him a good choice for any match. Do you think Darwin Nunez gives hope for the future?